We live in an environment where hypervigilance is treated as a core survival skill. Whether it's analyzing a manager's subtext or predicting the next market shift, we are taught to constantly scan for threats and pre-calculate our responses. We respond to this pressure by building mental fortifications. We rehearse difficult conversations, set rigid boundaries, and keep our emotional muscles permanently flexed, operating under the assumption that if we are sufficiently guarded, we are safe. But notice that happens when a genuine crisis hits, a sudden betrayal or a total career collapse. Often, it isn't the most flexible who suffer the deepest breakdowns. It's the people who were the most prepared, those who had invested the most energy into their armor. This suggests that our habit of bracing for impact isn't actually shielding us. By keeping the nervous system locked in a state of high tension, we are inadvertently creating the very conditions that allow a crisis to destroy us. If the instinct to brace ourselves is a biological reflex meant for protection, why does it seem to backfire so frequently in modern life? When we spend our lives calculating every risk and overthinking every possible injury, the mind loses its natural ability to bend. We replace psychological elasticity with a state of constant, brittle tension. Consider a thick pane of glass placed under a hydraulic press. It appears strong and unyielding until the pressure exceeds its limit, and in a fraction of a second, it shatters into thousands of pieces. A rigid mind behaves exactly like that glass. When a setback hits a heavily armored psyche, the internal tension doesn't deflect the energy of the blow. It ensures the structure breaks from the inside out. This dynamic was recorded over 2,000 years ago in the Wen Shi Jin Jing. Its author, the philosopher Yin Si, provided a framework for understanding why this tension leads to failure using an observation of physical accidents. Yin Shi noticed a highly specific, observable difference in how different human bodies respond to high-speed kinetic impacts. He pointed to the case of an intoxicated man falling from a speeding carriage. Despite the height and the speed of the fall, the man frequently walks away with nothing more than a few bruises. Contrast that with a sober, highly alert person falling from the same height. That person, despite having full use of their faculties, is far more likely to suffer broken bones or a fatal injury. The difference in their survival is a matter of how the body handles momentum when the mind stops trying to manage the impact. The sober person, controlled by Shi Shen, tenses every muscle in terror. Meeting the ground with absolute resistance, they shatter like glass. The drunkard in Yuan Shen cannot register fear. Remaining entirely loose, they absorb the impact, letting the energy harmlessly disperse. This physical law is a mirror for our emotional lives. An undefended, relaxed mind allows trauma to pass through it, while a heavily defended, tense mind captures that energy and lets it do maximum damage. This ancient physical observation applies directly to the modern workplace, to our relationships, and to how we handle personal failure. The text calls this Tian Shou Quan, the practice of maintaining your innate wholeness through a radical, active relaxation. It suggests that resilience isn't found in building more defenses, but in the ability to purposefully drop your guard the moment a threat appears. This is a deliberate tactical choice. By shutting down the panic system, you drain the crisis of the kinetic energy it needs to break you. In your next crisis, your instincts will command you to tense up. Your mind will want to seize control and prepare for the pain. If you follow that instinct, you are to stone pillar meeting the earthquake. You provide the resistance the disaster needs to turn you into dust. The alternative is to relinquish the fight against reality. You have to purposefully go mentally loose and silence the internal alarm bells. Stop trying to be the glass that repels the hammer. To survive the fall, you have to let the ground catch you.